Sankofa files the history they try to erase. They don't want you to know this, the black roots of modern science and medicine before Hippocrates. Before Newton, before white coats and Western labs, black civilizations were already experimenting, healing, calculating, and innovating. They built modern science off the backs of black bodies and minds, then erased our names and called it progress. Well, we're done playing dumb. This is our legacy, our genius, our receipts. 1. Ancient Kemet's physicians were performing surgery before Europe knew what hygiene was. The Edwin Smith Papyrus, 1600 BCE, contains detailed surgical procedures, diagnoses, and treatments from ancient Egypt. Comedian doctors used sutures, antiseptics, and even brain surgery thousands of years ago. Modern medicine is still catching up. 2. Imhotep, the first physician in recorded history, not Hippocrates, lived around 2700 BCE. Architect, scientist, healer, designed the first pyramid and treated over 200 diseases. Greeks stole his legacy and credited Hippocrates as the father of medicine. Say his name, Imhotep, the OG of science and medicine. 3. African midwives and herbalists were the original healthcare system. Black women have always been keepers of healing wisdom, using herbs, roots, rituals, and energy long before clinical trials. They delivered babies, treated wounds, and passed down generations of medical knowledge. Before hospitals, there were black women healers. The Dogon people knew about Sirius, B, a star invisible to the naked eye. This Malian people knew the location, orbit, and density of Sirius B centuries before telescopes existed. Modern scientists confirmed their accuracy in the 20th century. So how did they know? Western science still can't explain it. 5. Ancient Nubians used antibiotics thousands of years ago. Studies of 1,500-year-old Nubian bones found traces of tetracycline, an antibiotic. They likely brewed it in beer using moldy grain long before modern medicine patented it. Black people been curing infections while Europe was bleeding folks with leeches. 6. African iron smelting and metallurgy predated Europe by centuries. The Nok and Meroe civilizations mastered iron production, smelting, and engineering as early as 1000 BCE. This tech laid the foundation for tools, surgery equipment, architecture, and weaponry. Black science built empires, then Europe used it to build colonies. 7. Ethiopia's ancient astronomers charted the stars and seasons with precision. The Ethiopian calendar, still in use today, tracks lunar cycles and solar movements with mind-blowing accuracy. Ethiopians use this knowledge for planting, spirituality, and education. It's not primitive, it's advanced math wrapped in ancestral wisdom. 8. The Library of Timbuktu was a scientific goldmine. This wasn't just about poetry and law. Timbuktu's manuscripts cover medicine, botany, physics, and astronomy. Scholars wrote detailed medical texts, mapped celestial bodies, and debated scientific theories. They weren't waiting for the Enlightenment. They were the Enlightenment. 9. Black people were used in experiments, but also innovated under oppression. From the Tuskegee syphilis study to gynecological torture by J. Marion Sims, black people were exploited as lab rats. But also, we innovated under fire. Daniel Hale Williams performed one of the first successful open heart surgeries. Henrietta Lacks's cells changed the world without her consent. They stole from us and then called it science. 10 African concepts of energy, balance, and holistic healing are being rediscovered today. Everything from chakra healing to sound therapy is rooted in African spiritual and medicinal traditions. Modern wellness culture is repackaging what we've always known. They call it New Age. We call it ancestral. 11. George Washington Carver was more than a peanut guy. He was a biochemical genius. Carver developed hundreds of products from peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans, pioneering crop rotation and sustainable farming. He was a scientist, educator, and innovator who helped reshape the South's economy. Don't reduce him to a snack. He was a whole movement. 12. The roots of chemistry, math, and biology can be traced back to Africa. From alchemy in Kemet to mathematical systems in West Africa, black civilizations laid the groundwork for multiple scientific fields. They passed it to the Greeks, who passed it to Rome, who claimed it as European. We didn't borrow from science. Science was born in us. They built an empire on black genius, then tried to erase the blueprint. This is what happens when you control the textbooks. You erase the foundations and give yourself the glory, but we're done with that. From ancient surgeons to modern innovators, the bloodline of science runs black. So next time they talk about science, medicine, and invention, correct them.